You're watching HCC News with Seth Cox, Hannah Arthur, and Nick Wall with sports.
Hello and welcome to another edition of HCC News. I'm Johnny Harvey sitting in for Hannah.
And I'm Seth Cox. Here's what's been happening around Hutchinson this week. Hutchinson Mayor Ron Sellers was on hand this past Friday to give a State of the City address to the local Ambucks chapter. Reporter Evan Rothwell took us to the meeting, which they hope to make an annual event to find out more.
For a town like Hutchinson, the State of the City address is more than just a quick roundup of how the region has been doing over the past year. In this year's case, before the mayoral address, the City Council took time to acknowledge the Ambucks Cycle Program, which has donated over 50 tricycles. Ambucks also provides scholarships to those who are getting their specialization degrees in physical therapy or for working with kids with disabilities. Since the program started, they've given over $27,000 in scholarships. But as one speaker put it, there's a more human mission behind Ambucks.
The reason why I'm an Ambuck is not because it looks good on a resume, because quite honestly nobody cares. The reason why I'm an Ambuck is because you get to make a difference. You get to come work with good men and women that want to make a difference, that are committed to their community.
Following the Ambucks presentation, it was down to business with Mayor Ron Sellers and City Manager John Deerdoff as they made their report over the state of the city and the improvements made.
I can assure you that these people represent you without self-serving interest. I've never seen any issue where your present City Council members put their own self-interest before that of the general interest of the citizens in the community. I am completing my 7th year of 2 4-year terms, the maximum that is allowed by the voters of our city, that being 8 years of continuous service to the city.
Some of the major projects mentioned during City Manager John Deerdoff's speech included the recertification of the levee system around Hutchinson, new construction of the Fairfield Inn and Coles, and the finished construction of the new Fire Station 7 on 30th Avenue by Westar Energy. It was also mentioned the city was operating within its financial means and that the local economy was as strong as it had been in the last 10 years. For HCC News, I'm Evan Rothwell.
Spring is almost here, so it's time to get into shape. This past Wednesday, the HCC Wellness Committee hosted a wellness fair in Parker Student Union. There were all kinds of booths promoting good health, including flexibility and body fat measurement, a sobriety checkpoint demonstration, blood pressure screenings, depression screenings, dental advice, and much more. This yearly event is held to promote health on campus in a variety of ways. In addition to health screenings, the fair also had events designed to promote stress relief.
In the past month alone, there have been 3 vehicle pedestrian accidents in the city of Hutchinson. The most recent was just this past Monday at the crosswalk on 11th by the Cosmosphere. 58-year-old Robert Schrader was on his way to the Cosmosphere when he was hit by an eastbound car driven by 62-year-old Sonia Hayes, also of Hutchinson. After the victim was struck, he was carried on the car's hood for 35 feet. Schrader was airlifted by helicopter to Wichita in critical condition.
Kansas got a taste of some spring weather on Tuesday when a series of severe storms swept across the state, bringing strong winds, heavy rains, and even a few tornadoes. A small tornado was just 6 miles southwest of Hutchinson, according to the National News Service. It stayed on the ground for about 5 minutes near K-17 and Whiteside before going back up. It left little damage and no injuries. The town of Harveyville and Wabosne County took the worst of the damage from the storms when a tornado struck the town just after 9 p.m. Nearly 40% of the town received damage, 14 people were just injured, and 1 killed. Governor Brownback has declared a state of disaster emergency for Wabosne County.
This year, the Kansas State Fair will hold its 100th event, and State Fair officials announced that the classic rock band Boston will head the 2012 lineup. 5 other acts were announced as well, including country artist Billy Currington, Jake Owen, Christian group Casting Crowns, the sister duo Heart, and the classic country quartet, the Oak Ridge Boys. The 100th Kansas State Fair takes place September 7th through the 16th.
Republican presidential candidate Newt Gingrich is planning a stop through Hutchinson for the Republican caucus on March 10th. Gordon Roth, chairman of the Reno County Caucus, received a text Tuesday from the party's 1st District Chairman, Randy Duncan, confirming the stop. Duncan said Gingrich will attend the Sedgwick County Caucus first before heading over to Hutchinson. The caucus will start at 10 a.m. at the Ramada Convention Center.
It's one thing to have an unusual birthday, but to only officially celebrate it every 4 years is a little too unusual. Either way, that's what Michael and Sherry Rogers joked about after the birth of their baby boy, Nathaniel Levi Rogers, was born at 4:50 a.m. Wednesday, February 29th, Leap Day. The family said that they will pick a date to celebrate, but from this day forward, the leap year will have a more significant meaning.
From the Jersey Shore to baby stores, the MTV reality star Nicole Snooki Pelosny is rumored to be with child. News spread like wildfire after the pickle-obsessed Guida denied her pregnancy on Good Morning America. Sources say that Snooki is 3 months pregnant and attempting to cover it up in order to save her role on the hit show Jersey Shore, which includes a lot of not-so-mommy-like behavior. Snooki's reps and MTV are still denying the claims. Do you watch Jersey Shore, Seth?
I try to watch good television.
My thoughts exactly. I feel if you watch Jersey Shore, like your IQ just like slips, just a little bit below a rock, but not quite to water.
Just a little bit.
You know, somewhere down there.
Well, stay with us when we come back from a short commercial break. Carson is here with a look at sports.
Welcome back to HCC News. For sports, I'm Carson Prismus filling in for Nick. The HCC women's basketball team took it to the road Wednesday night as they traveled north to face off against the only Jayhawk Conference opponent to give them a hint of trouble throughout their perfect role this season thus far. Earlier in the year, Hutch needed every basket to eke out a 69-67 victory over the Lady T-Birds at the Sports Arena. This matchup would not be contested. Hutch broke free in this one midway through the first half behind the strong inside play. The Lady Dragons pounded the ball inside the starter with Jackie Patterson and post reserves Jasmine Patterson and Carol Lee stepped up as well as HCC turned to a 37-22 lead at halftime. 67-51 win would move their record to a 28-0 and 15-0 in the Jayhawk West. Jasmine Patterson finished the career highs with 19 points and 12 rebounds to go along with 3 blocks. Jackie had 16 points and 9 boards, while Lee chipped in with 11 points and 3 blocks of her own. The HCC women will remain as the number 2 ranked team in the NJCAA poll. Well, all good things must come to an end, well, unless you're talking about the HCC women basketball team, of course. The good things did come to an end, though, however, for the men's basketball team, as they fell to a tough Cloud team Wednesday night in Concordia. HCC defeated the T-Birds 64-56 at the Sports Arena earlier in this year, but was unable to duplicate that effort in Wednesday's 91-71 loss. Turnovers and foul trouble had HCC playing from behind all night, and after a late first half run brought the Dragons within 2 at 41-39 at halftime. Cloud rode 61% shooting and scored 52 points in the second half to snap the Dragons' 9-game win streak. With this loss, HCC fell out of the 3-way tie for second with Cloud and Barton County and lost any chance at a possible shared Jayhawk West title. Mark Brandon led the way for HCC with 16 points. A.J. Spencer had 14, and Anthony Johnson and Alex Davis matched 11 points apiece. Both the men and the women wrap up the regular season Saturday, March 3rd at the Sports Arena. The game is on sophomore night and will also feature an annual HCC chili feed. Well, the University of Kansas ended their bloody rivalry with Missouri in style Saturday, competing a comeback dramatic victory with an 87-86 victory in overtime to beat the Tigers and wrap up their 8th straight Big 12 title. The Jayhawks trailed by as many as 19 points in the second half before clawing back for their win. And it looks like it will be a banner year in the major college basketball in the state of Kansas as well. 3 Kansas teams took to be headed into the NCAA tournament. The latest projections have KU as a #1 seed, while Missouri Valley champions Wichita State looks to be a 4 or a 5th seed, and Kansas State seems to be a 7 or 9 seed. This mark will be the first time all 3 teams made the dance in the same season since 1988. The HCC baseball team swept Kansas City JC in the 3-game set to move to 4-3 on their young season, while the softball team took 2 games from Central out of McPherson as they now sit at 5-3. And that's all I have for sports this week. Did you guys see the thunderstorm that hit here in town on Tuesday?
Actually, yes. I was just getting out of the gym. I was going to my play rehearsal, and I was out playing in the rain and the hail. You know, the hail hurts, so I had to go inside. But and they forced us to go downstairs because the tornado sirens, whatever. But yeah, 11th Street was just flooded. The parking lot was just an island. So it was pretty crazy.
I had no idea. I was inside the whole time.
Wow.
And
you didn't hear anything?
I was like, no, I don't. I live out of town.
Oh.
Maybe that's. But we got like a little rain, and that was it.
Yeah, I was up in Bueller, and I watched a high school basketball game, and they didn't sound the sirens or anything.
Huh. Well, that's all we have for this week. We hope you'll join us again next time. For HCC News, I'm Seth Cox.
I'm Johnny Harvey.
And I'm Carson Prismus. Make it a great week.
HCC News is a production of the Broadcast and Media Technology program of Hutchinson Community College. For more information on the program or to submit your story ideas, please call 665-3433.